the younger vixens, right? You got to learn from the older vixens. You know why the older vixens hate? Is because they don't possess any skills. So you know how you never become that? As you're a younger vixen, you learn your fundamental skills. So when you are an older vixen, you already are ahead of the younger vixens because the younger vixens, they can't actually cater to a man. They don't even know how to treat a man. They're young women. So a man might like them, right? They might like how they look, but they're never gonna like how they make them feel. And anybody in this world always remembers how you make them feel. So if you are a younger woman, you look at the older ones that are hating and be like, okay, cool. What did she do or what did she not do? And now let me learn what that is. So then that way, when I get to that age, I'm gonna keep myself available on the market as a complete woman rather than a young woman.
I think the point is really just knowing how to pivot. You got to know how to pivot because when you age out, what's next? You got to know how to move around. Just like, what's the Brandon Marshall show, the guys, they call their show The Pivot. You know what? They had to figure out, how do we stay relevant?
The other cats.
Yeah, no, but the original show, yeah. But they had to learn, like, yeah, we're hot. We made something. We're big shit. But how do we continue that outside of the original platform? Mm-hmm. You know, you have to be forward thinking. You got to know what your next move is. You know what? And you may have said this before. Everybody's living in the moment.
Oh, I did.
And I think older generations, so millennials and Gen X, they were not living in moments. They're always like, well, let me do something now so that I can be okay later. Or like, let me do something, let me save this $10 a day now so that I can have $100 later. But I think right now people truly live in the moment, and which is not always bad. Yeah, it's not always a bad thing, but I think
exaggerated.
No, it's overdone. It's overdone for sure.
Like, you're doing too much. Like, I get it, but if there's a party on Thursday, cool, go, pull up. Oh, celebrities is there? Don't be pressed to be like, let me get a picture for the post. No, just be
in the moment.
Just chill.
Old guy. I'm not even gonna say old guy. Let me retract that. What I despise the most is that guy who's 36 years old, 37 years old, and he was outside. He was a DJ.
Strong.
Look, he was a DJ. He was a promoter. He was a rapper.
He was a producer.
He was a producer. Yep. He was, and then he's telling me all the stories on who he met, and telling me stories about the events that he was at, and I'm like, where are you at right now?
That's all that really matters.
And I'm like, yo, you spent all this time living in those moments and prepared nothing for your future. Mm-hmm. And now you telling me people be doubting you. No, you just made bad decisions consistently.
Nick, can I ask a question? And I've always said this. Like, I believe in a teammate, like somebody who, like, we on this shit together.
You do say that. We have a bunch of clips of you saying
that. Like, I really believe in that. And I think that what's important for us to remember is that your teammate ain't gonna always be the best for you, but it's gonna be the best for the team.
Okay.
Like, y'all may not always click. Y'all may not always get along. Look at Draymond and old boy the other day. He socked his teammate.
They're good now,
but they still on the same team and they still working towards the same goal.
That's called brotherly. That's for all my best friends.
No, I'm saying, no, but I'm saying, but that's the point. Like, when you're on a team and you realize your contributions to making the team better, it doesn't matter if we not always getting along. Right. It doesn't matter if shit is hard. You know why? Because the goal is the team.
Wow, I'm so glad y'all said that. That just made me think about something, and I think that a lot of people today are suffering from. And I think a lot of
team building.
Well, I don't even think it's, well, yes, it is. Team building is a product of it.
Okay.
Right? They're suffering from team building because no one has bigger visions.
So we're going to start our part 2, y'all. We taped earlier, and we did some reaction videos, so we're going to keep the party going on these videos. Everybody's on social media. Everyone sees these like viral videos. And so since we never really go into detail about these things and like really do reaction videos, that's what we're doing today.
Don't you think that Daddy and I have figured it out? Like, you're going to find somebody on your own and then do what? It's going to be a mistake. You knew that.
I fell in love with them and married them.
Oh my God, you did not use the L word. love doesn't last. You know what the saying is in life? Love makes you blind. Why you want to be blind when we are there to give you the vision? You've been married to that for 23 years. Yes, and look how much happy we are. Look how much happy we are. We don't even say a word to each other. We are so happy.
No, all right, so like the first thing that what I'm gathering from that video is that she's basically trying to say like, why would you want to marry for love when marrying for love is now the worst thing that you can do, because it's the most inconsistent thing. And actually, people marrying for love has had more failures than they did successes, and the proof is in the pudding. We all know the numbers, right? So she's saying as an example, her and his father have been, it seems to be arranged marriage. And now that since they've been arranged marriage, they've grown to love each other and they've grown to become happy with what they were given. In which I always agree. Ask Alan, I've been saying arranged marriages work best, in my opinion. This is my opinion. And that's because that one thing I realize is people never know what they want. All right. And one of the worst things I've newly concluded is that we can tell people that you can do whatever you want and you can be whatever you want. No, you can't.
I was like, but you can't.
You can't be whatever you want to be, and you can't do whatever you want to do, and you can't choose whoever you want to choose. I'm not saying in the sense that, no, you don't have the ability. I'm saying that it will more likely be a failure than it will be a success. And I agree. Now, with that being said, I feel like back in the day, men and women married for business. In 2022, and I would also say probably within the last 70 years, let's go from like 1950s or so, men have been preconditioned to marry for love while women have still been trained to marry for business. So men are the only ones marrying for love, and men are usually getting the short end of the stick, in my opinion. And it's because they're coming in with a different perspective and they're not on the same page as the woman. Now, if men start to marry for business, just as much as women are marrying for business, I think we probably have a lot less divorces. I think that things will last a lot longer because everybody will have a good understanding of what they're going to be contributing to the family, to the legacy, and to each other. But when I'm a guy and I'm supposed to do all these things and jump through all these loopholes and burning hula hoops, right? Because I love you.
I love her, man.
I love her so much. And then the second I decide that I don't want to retire, you leave me.
And there it is.
Shout out to my boy.
All right. So I
had you and lost you.
No. I actually agree with the majority of what you said. And I've said these exact same things. I don't necessarily agree that marrying for love is the best move because, like in the video, love fades. You're in and out of love. So it's like if you don't love somebody, does that mean you should divorce? But I think you have to look at the bigger picture, like we were saying earlier. Like this is about us. Yeah. This is about the team. What is best for the team? Because at the end of the day, the team has a creed, the document. We're gonna build. We're gonna leave a legacy. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it's outlined. You know what I mean? So it's like we got to be dedicated to this.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily dedicated to making sure we stay in love. Because that's gonna come and go. It is what it is.
That's real couple goals.
Right. Exactly.
When you and your partner have a destination that you are going to go as a couple, that's a couple goal. Not displaying your love on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Not kissing each other and going on trips. That's not a couple goal. That's a fantasy.
Can I ask both of you guys a question?
No, Alan.
I'm with Aaron.
No, Alan, what's up?
Ask the question. What is love?
Well,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I don't want to go.
I think the way we look at the general understanding of love is that it's a feeling.
Yep.
But I think in reality, love is more of an action. It's like, because people want you to love them through the good, through the bad, through the bullshit, through the. So feelings won't align with that. Only actions, because what actions are intentional. I have to intentionally do something to show you that I love you, even though you just talk crazy to me, even though we got into it last night. So I think that idealistically, love is a feeling, but in reality, I think it's an action. It's what we do.
Yep. And that's, if you think about it, that's what often happens. You know, when we sit back and we have people who have stories, and even myself, I've had stories who ended up dating a woman who endured the most for me. And, it's only because I didn't understand that love was an action. Love requires many actions. One of them is strength, another one is patience, another one is forgiving, and another one is consistency. Those are four actions that need to be displayed whenever you love somebody. And if you're not possessing those actions, then it's just, you know, a word at that point. It's just a fabrication to make me feel or believe whatever ideology of love that I have. Yeah,
I
no.
can I can I can I can see where that makes sense, because just like anything else, like just like submission. Remember, everybody had a different definition for submission. I could see
That's
how.
not reality. That's called confusion and delusion. And that's the thing. Like, we go on, and I got to the point where I hate when people try to change etymology for their own ideology. Okay, I hate that. What is the core value of these words?
I
Where
agree.
did these words mean and tend to mean, and the origin of it?
What does
Right?
Webster's dictionary say it is?
Yeah, and what does the Webster before Webster say it was?
Merriam, was it Merriam?
Merriam-Webster, whatever, whomever, right? But the thing is, like, when we say what is love, and it's like, because people grow up with these ideas of my definition of love.
Okay.
I need a woman who's gonna be an affectionate woman, because I need a woman who's gonna, do things that I ask her to do, because my love language is acts of service.
Oh.
You understand? And no, you know what love is?
Mhm.
Selflessness. Undeniable selflessness. It doesn't matter if I want to do it. It doesn't matter if I possess the ability to do it. I'm going to do it for you. I'm putting you before all.
I think that, like, remember, you actually just mentioned this about the like your love language. What you value determines how someone has to act with you. It determines how they communicate with you. Because, like, let's say if I don't value acts of service, you bringing the groceries in the house is not gonna phase me. What's gonna phase me is, like, can we lay up on the couch and watch a movie and eat hot Fritos? You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe this. Love language is bullshit.
Tell me why.
Okay? Love language is bullshit.
You heard it
Love
first.
language is another excuse for people to pick what they want. It's like, you know what? I really want to be a dentist until you're a goddamn dentist. I really want acts of service until she don't do physical touch and quality time. It's like, I'm tired of everybody in the Western civilization specifically having this free will to try to pick what they want and not understand what they need. Listen, we
I
had
agree
a
with that.
prime example of a woman telling her children, look at me and your father. She didn't say, look at me. Look at me and your father. We are happy. We've been married. They had an arranged marriage. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in coincidences, right? I personally had the luxury of watching an arranged marriage from start to today, okay? And it is of a different ethnicity.
They're Indian, right?
Yes.
Because these people are Indian in that
And
video.
they're Indian. And you know what's crazy? As much as they might bicker and complain about each other, them two work. I don't know how it works out, but they work. And I think that with Americans and us, people who think that the world is in our hands, need to understand that we're tainted by our own experiences. You know why I value physical attraction? Because I had 7 others. So you know what? I'm not gonna not have it. If I tasted steak You can't convince me to eat tofu.